नमो नमः। सर्वेभ्यो नमस्कारः। Shubhodayam. Today is the 11th day of our classes on yoga by Dr. CSR Prabhu Garu. We will start this webinar with Vande Mataram by Chala Chittibabu Garu and Pradhana by Jai Shri Garu. So let us request Chala Chittibabu Garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నౌ let us request Jayashree garu to chant Pradhana, please.
One minute meditation. It's great. Close your eyes. Concentrate on it. Three times so far. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupavashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannotivi Sida Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajevit-Vajinivati Deenam-Avitriyavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Gurudeva Gati Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Guruve Na Guru Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Madirasti Guru Mam Pahi Guru Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagreevamupasmahe Shruti-Smriti-Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-Pada Shankaram Loka-Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra-Bhashya-Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti-Bheda-Vibhagine Vyoma-Vadyapta-Dehaya दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. శ్రీ గురు. అందరికీ నమస్కారాలు. హరి గారు హ్యాపీ బర్త్డేనండి. హరిప్రసాద్ సార్ హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే.
Thank you very much.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
చెప్పండి. మీరు గురువే అంటున్నారు, గుర్రవే అన్నారు. గురువే అన్నారు, గుర్రవే అన్నారు. అదొక్కటే నేను చేస్తున్నాను
సార్ 1 సెకండ్. ఏంటండి?
గురువే అనకూడదు, గుర్రవే అన్నాడు.
గురవే. ఓకే ఓకే సార్.
Shall we start our class?
స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చండి.
Please start, sir.
So we will start with the asanas which we did yesterday and continue with new asanas. So you just write down on Shavasana first. Now Pawan Muktasana, lift your leg and touch the nose to the knee when breathing out. Just look the Pawan Muktasana, lying down position. Similarly, right leg. In both legs. Then you can roll down also. Utkata Pavana Muktasana. Jnana Shesasana. It's all same sequence in the Yogasanas book. Paschimottanasana. Vajrasana. उसी में रिलैक्स करके close attention back to that at the back. On Vajrasana, if you bend forward, Shashankasana. If you bend backwards, Supta. Then we go for the Ardha Matsyendrasana. Take out one leg, keep it on the other side. The same hand where the leg is standing. Then the other hand on which you are sitting. Gomukhasana. Keep both knees together. Hold the hand. And forward when bring out. Bend. Come on. That is Ustrasana. All these are Vajrasana series. Go for Padmasana. Yoga Mudra, keep your hands like this. Just come inside and keep them behind the heels, like bend forward. Those who cannot do this can just keep the hand back and back up. Then you have to bend backwards. This Vatsyasana. And bend forward and back. Then go for Shavasana for a few minutes. Now I'm going to teach you 4 new asanas. They're called Nabhi Chakra. Please, Shavasana. Keep your legs together. Lift your hands up along with the legs and like a boat. By breathing in and hold the breath and let the whole weight remain on the navel area from the bottom. That is Nabhi Chakra in Anasana. Once again. Go for Dhanurasana. Lie down on your abdomen. Hold your feet and lift up. Ardha Chakra. Breathe in and lift up and hold. Put a posture. Then fourth one is Matsya, that is no Padma, when you let go. And then we make all the rows, elbows. It should improve the liver drastically. All the four will saturate all the digestive organs. Chakra. Then go to Shavasana and yoga. Loose hands, legs. The Yoga Nidra, you feel the breathing going in and coming out. Each organ in the body. So if you have finished Yoga Nidra, move your hands and let's like I already explained to you previously what is Yoga Nidra, how to keep the different organs, different parts of the body, different places. And then you are in deep rest, like deep. Open pranayama. So go for meditation. Now watch your thoughts, observe your mind, observe your thoughts without reaction, without getting carried away. Keep on observing till they become reduced and your breathing becomes automatically deep. Once your breathing becomes deeper, you feel the breathing, you shift your attention to your breathing, keep on feeling the breath going and coming out. Deep, long, relax. So third stage is so feel the breath going in with so but keep your tongue direct, the tip of the tongue touching the nasal folds at the top of the so Soham means I am he. He and I. Saha means he, becomes so in Santi. Aham means I. He and I. He means the supreme being, Ishvara. I means I, Jiva. Jivatma, Paramatma, Samyo, wherever. Now go to blankness, total blankness. Total silence. Now we go for home, take deep breath and produce home sound. Omkaram samyuktam sada dhyanti yoginah kamadam mokshatam chaiva Omkaraya namo namah Omkaraya namo namah Omkaraya namo Ekaksharam Brahma Omkara is Brahman, it is Shiva, it is Atman, it is Satchidanandam. To realize that you are that is liberation. Otherwise, you are in bondage. You are in Maya. So the Supreme Being, which is eternal, infinite, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Satya, Parama, Ananda, Advitiya, Brahman, you are that, and that is Om. So you are absorbed in Om, you are one with the Brahmi Sthiti, Brahmi consciousness, Supreme Being consciousness, Supreme consciousness. You are liberated at that point in time. Be identifying yourself with Supreme Being and keep on asserting that every time Shivoham, Soham, I am he, I am he. So that is self-realization path, which is very advanced, and that is the purpose of life. If you can achieve that, you'll be liberated. Otherwise, you'll be born with karma and born again and you have to suffer all the problems. So let us go for the theory class now. So we have covered Jnana Yoga, we have covered Raja Yoga, we will cover Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga today. As far as Karma Yoga is concerned, it is an action with detachment of the result, not detachment from action itself, doing perfectly everything as if it is only for perfection purpose. Like, in army or in some top professional companies, everything will be done with perfection. And nobody will go on worrying about the result. For example, there is a war and people have to fight the war perfectly. But they will not start, if they start worrying right from the day one, what will happen? Will I win or will I lose? What will happen if I lose? So why should I fight like that? There's no motivation. So it is not correct to think of the result right in the beginning. Result will come depending on your effort. So karma yoga is you do your duty perfectly, perform all your actions perfectly, and don't worry about the result. Result will automatically come. Even if it doesn't come in your favor, it doesn't matter because you have done your duty. Nobody will blame you for that. If you tried very hard something, like IAS exam, you tried very hard, you didn't get it, and you will never get it, let us say, it is not your fault. Therefore, you don't have to worry about it. If you get it, it is fine. So, without worrying about the result, focusing only on the action, putting maximum effort is called karma. I hope this is very clear. A lot of people get confused. How can we do karma without worrying about the result? You have to do like that, otherwise you'll never get success. If you are worried about the result all the time, right from the beginning, then you never reach success. So you should not think about the result at all. Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Tyatrupto nirashraya. Should be mature enough to face the consequences, good or bad. Karmanya abhipravrittopi. You are performing all your actions with perfection. Abhipravrittaha means excellence. If you are doing like that, then that karma will not become bondage to you because you have no emotional attachment. You are doing act for action's sake, for sake of perfection. So you can read the section in page 20 of the notes, Karma Yoga, which is explaining the entire thing. What I told you just now in few words is explained in detail. And that's what is advocated by Krishna to Arjuna. You do your duty, you fight the war. Don't worry what will happen at the end of the war. That is the right attitude. So attitude with which you do is going to determine the result also, and it's going to determine your bonding also. And do your best and give up. And this section deals at length with what are the types of karma. Now, the important point to remember is that a living being is born due to karma and is going to die due to karma. Karma muna putti jantu, karma muna jat. He will die out of karma, he will born out of karma. That means the results of your past actions are working on you. And if you are obsessed with those results, you will be suffering the consequences of emotional upset. If you are not obsessed, if you are not having attachment with results, then you will be free from those emotional consequences of elation or depression. And karma will have its own result, but you are not affected. But for whatever karma you have performed all these lives, many lives you have passed and present life, you have to bear the consequence. That is called prarabdha karma, fate or providence. Already it is there. You have to face the results of what you have already done. You cannot say, I will not face. Who will face the results of what you have done in the past? So the karma is of three types: agami, sanchita, and prarabdha. Agami is that which is yet to come. Sanchita, that which is accumulated. Prarabdha is that which already started giving the result out of the sanchita. So you are going through prarabdha. Prarabdham bhujyamanam tu avasyam anubhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashu. You have to experience the results of whatever actions you have done in the past. As you sow, you will reap. Don't ask out of the box questions, ask the relevant questions. So, what I'm talking karma yoga, you can ask questions. If you start asking questions on everything on earth, then there's no end to this. Karma yoga is today's discussion. Yesterday it was jnana yoga. So, in the karma yoga, you have to experience whatever you have performed in the past till this second, all the past lives and present lives. And while experiencing that, if your attitude is that of enlightenment, Soham, Shivoham, and all that is Vedanta, that is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga and Vedanta are one and the same. So, if you are having that kind of detached, elevated attitude, your attitude determines your altitude. Your altitude is high. If you are thinking, Soham, Shivoham, Shivoham, like I am not Jiva, but I am Shiva. If you are having that kind of attitude, then whatever experiences you are getting will not affect you. It will affect you to some extent, but not so much. So whereas an ordinary person who doesn't have enlightenment, he will be fretting and frowning and fuming for each and everything that happens. So that is number one. Number two is the attachment to the results of the karma which you are performing newly. Because we cannot stop performing karma, you have to go on performing karma. So when you perform, if you perform perfectly, you will get perfect results. But at the same time, if you are not obsessed with that, then you will not be affected by it. Result may be good, may be bad. So that's why they kept on saying equanimity. You have to be equal to good and bad. You have to be equal to profit and loss. You have to be equal to insults and praise. How we can be equal? Only if you reach a higher level. Like, if you are an adult and you are going to play cricket with small children, you are not going to be affected whether you will win or lose in that cricket game with small children. Whereas small children will be serious, taking it very serious. And they may cry and all, which you will not. So that maturity of jnana can result in karma yoga. That's what Lord Krishna told. Yeah, what is the role of knowledge and skills in karma? Yes, it's a good question. So, in fact, karma yoga itself is called a skill. Yoga karma su kaushala. So, yoga is skill in action. So, when you perform any action, because everybody will have different actions. Everybody will not do the same thing. You will not be doing the same thing all the time. Different times, different things. Different people have different responsibilities which you have to discharge. So, the practical skills or knowledge of that subject is essential. Otherwise, you'll never get success. The requirement in Karma Yoga, you have to perform successfully, skillfully. Karmasu kaushalam. Skill. The word kaushalam means skill. So you should have the skill, of course, knowledge required of it to perform that action. That is why training is required. All that you know very well. Whatever happens in the outside world, education is meant for. So knowledge management, knowledge absorption. That is internalization of knowledge, externalization of knowledge, and socialization of knowledge. What we are doing right now is exactly that. Internalization of knowledge, externalization. I am doing externalization, and I am also doing socialization. But you are doing the internalization. So this is called jnana yajna. So whatever you do, let us say you are like you have the famous case of Dharma Vyadha and Kaushika. Kaushika was a tapasvi. You know that story in Mahabharata. So he was a Brahmin tapasvi. He was doing tapasya every day. And one day when he was doing tapasya, one crow came and excreted on him. And so he got very angry. He was not successful in his tapasya. He was very angry and he looked at the crow with great anger. And because of that anger and power, the crow died. So after that, on the same day, he went to take Bhikshatana. And he went to one house. He went on shouting, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. And the lady of the house came very late with Bhiksha. So he looked at her with anger. Then she said, I am not the crow to die with your angry look. Then he was shocked. How did she know all this? Because of her Pativratya Mahima, because of her dedication to her work as a housewife and to her husband, she became more powerful than this tapasvi. Then he went to another fellow and then he asked the lady, how did you know all this? How can I learn more about this? Then she sends him to one fellow called Dharma Vyadha, who is a butcher. So at the moment he goes there, that fellow says, oh, you have been sent by so-and-so lady and you also had a crow dying out of the bag. So he gives instruction to Kaushika. Though he was a butcher, he was doing butchery every day, but he was not attached. He was a jnani. He was liberated and he had higher status than this Kaushika. So it is not based on what work you do, but what level you have reached. So there could be people who are apparently very low level physically, but they must be reaching very high level spiritually. That's possible. In fact, some of our old ladies in our houses, they are more spiritually enlightened than Swamijis in some organizations, or those who are running big organizations. So it is a question of what level you have achieved. That level is determined by your jnana and by your that jnana maturity will result in karma. So we have finished karma yoga. Please read all the pages given about karma yoga in the notes. Now we will go to bhakti yoga. So bhakti is a different ballgame altogether. Here there is a Bhagavan and there is a Bhakta. And in all the organized religions, except Hinayana Buddhism, where Buddha is considered as only a guru. In all other religions, and even in Jainism, there is no God. But in all other religions, there is a Devata, Ishtadeva. So I will read out some of the pages. There is perfection within, and that is best expressed with thoughts, feelings, and feelings. These expressions are nothing but forces of innermost core divinity. So the perfection within yours, and every individual has the divine inside. There is divinity. So that's why the Soham is Deho Devalaya Prokto Jivo Deva Sanatana Yaje Rajnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena. So this body is a temple, and this Jiva, that is I saying that he is himself is the divine being, Deva, God. It's the way that Soham Bhavena Puja, that is a puja. Soham is a Tejed Ajnana Nirmal, Mudin Nirmalyam, which is ignorance. So there is perfection within, and that is best expressed through thoughts, feelings, and wills. These expressions are nothing but forces of innermost core, that is divinity. A divine expression cannot be perfect, but all emotions are not recognized as perfect or positive, leading to pleasurableness. Because some of the emotions are negative: anger, lust, greed, kama, pradascha, lohascha. These are Trividham Narakam Dvarasya. There are three doors into hell. One is kama, one is krodha, and another is lobha. So this will be abandoned. So there are negative and positive expressions. The positive expression of the divine force is called love. So the positive emotions which are expressed, which you can say they are being expressed everywhere. One of the most important positive expressions is love. The negative expressions, anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, and so on. So the perfect divine force within is contaminated by the feelings of ego, and therefore the negative forces which come out of ego. All the negative emotions that are coming out of ego, ahankara, mamakara, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, all the negative emotions that are coming, this is seed is ego. So this psychological fact, that is, even though there is a contradiction, even though there is a positive emotion called love, because you can see how we love a child, parents love a child, husband loves wife, and wife loves husband, and mother loves children. And love keeps the life going. Otherwise, everybody would have died. Nobody would care for nobody else. Babies who cannot survive unless the parents' love is there. So, even though the positive emotions, which are expressions of the divine being inside you, do exist, the negative emotions, which are contaminating, are related to the ego. Because of the ego consciousness, these negative emotions are coming. So this psychological fact is well recognized in Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga teaches to recognize the natural power of love, which is there already within you, as the manifestation of divine. So recognize that love is the indication, manifestation, proof, or expression of the divine being, of the supreme being within a man, and trains the bhakta to purify that love to reach the path. So Bhakti Yoga is a process of polishing, perfecting that love to reach the perfection of divine being. So in Bhakti Yoga, every primary emotion is analyzed, logically concluded, and utilized to open up potential perfection in man. So when one's bhakta is flooded with this positive potential perfection, he sees this perfect divine power or energy everywhere, nothing but in different dimensions in man. That is Bhakti Yoga realizations, God realization. Once again, I will read it for you. In Bhakti Yoga, every primary emotion is analyzed, logically concluded, and utilized to open up potential perfection in man. So the positive emotion of love, which is indication of the supreme being inside yourself, is to be brought out to the maximum, and it is to be flooded. The bhakta, the individual, is flooded with this positive potential perfection. He sees this perfect divine power or energy everywhere, nothing but in different dimensions, and so love is seen everywhere. You can see how parents and grandparents love their children and grandchildren, or you can see how a lover couple loves each other, or you can see even the animals have that love. So everywhere love, and that love is the supreme positive emotion, which is the indicative characteristic of the divine supreme being. So the word bhakti comes from the root bhaja, meaning to love, adore, and to be devoted. Bhaja means to be loved, to be adored, and to be devoted. So when you are a bhakta, that means you are loving, you are adoring, you are dedicating, you are giving everything to that personality, that divine being. So in Bhakti Yoga, bhakta is taught to accept the personal ideal and to love that ideal until it absorbs his whole being. So what is that ideal? That ideal is called Devata, Ishta Devata, Krishna or Rama or Buddha or Shiva. This Ishta Devata or personal deity is nothing but the ideal or personification of that ideal. That it is not a person, but it is personified as. So what is being personified? The personal ideal, that is love, the personality which has the supreme love, the divine being. So hence, Bhakta's God, although a personal deity or conception, is not an anthropomorphic in conception of God. So it is not a human being. His conception of God in his own private and personal image of the ideal, in his own interpretation of the universal reality. Therefore, Ishtam or Ishtadevata may be many and differ from person to person in Bhakti Yoga. So that is why you have to respect the Ishta of the other person. Same God may be conceived with different characteristics in different relations. For example, a woman may act as a daughter, sister, wife, mother, or friend in various relations. So in Bhakti Yoga, Guru plays an important role in selecting the Ishtadevata. The Guru, after studying the temperament and tendencies, discovers the Ishtadevata for the disciple and gives him a main mantram, which is the chanting or name by which he is to address that Ishtadevata. That mantram is to be repeated with faith and love. First, the mantra is to be understood properly. In other words, Bhakta is made to understand the meaning, pronunciation, and relation of the mantra with Ishtadevata. After a long devoted practice, the knowledge of Shabda, Artha, and Jnana of the mantra is realized and the mind is filled with it. Then the Bhakta and the mantra become united into one. This is called Ishta Devata Sakshatkar. One pointed devotion to the Ishta Devata is absolutely necessary for a Bhakta. So in Bhakti Sadhana, Bhava or relationship with Ishta Devata is very critical and important. Bhava is strictly personal and confidential. Bhavas are many and they have been classified under following categories. Shanta Bhava, relationship and admiration towards the Supreme Being, or Dasya Bhava, the attitude of servitude or servant towards Master, selflessness to the Almighty. Tata Bhava, that is the attitude of child towards parent. When God looked as parent rather than child. And Sakhya Bhava as a friend. Vatsalya Bhava as a child. Madhura Bhava as a lover, like Radha Krishna. Madhura. Any of the above Bhava sadhana will lead to the goal. Sadhana is a systematic practice one follows in order to develop the power. Foremost thing to overcome is the Bhava sadhana is the ego consciousness. Ego is the root cause of all miseries because from the ego comes attachment, mamakara, then comes raga, dvesha, all these things are coming. So in Bhakti Yoga, there are 3 stages through which the sadhakas and through love only you can overcome the ego consciousness. Because you have to sacrifice your ego for the sake of the beloved. In Bhakti Yoga, there are 3 stages through which the sadhaka practitioner must pass before attaining salvation or realization of bhava. Vaidhi bhava means law, injunction, formality, vidhi. This consists of practice which bhakta should follow and should not follow. Vidhi nishedha, niyama, like cleanliness, contentment, self-surrender, self-study, and so on. Nishtha, strict follow of niyama is called nishtha. And upasana, coming nearer and staying near the Ishtadevata by means of japa, puja, rasata, dainata, seva, and atma samarpana. Then there is another type of bhakti called Ranga Yoga Bhakti. There is another bhakti called Prema Bhakti. And then that bhakti process you can achieve liberation. Either Sarupya, Sayujya, Salukya, and Samipya. So that is Bhakti Yoga. So we will now close, and unless you have any questions, you can ask me.
Right now, there are no questions in the chat box. So, Babu Garu.
Okay. Anybody wants to ask questions directly? You're all unmuted. You are free to ask any question. Not today,
There are
even
no questions.
all previous days also. Which you could, Jayasri Garu, I think you wanted to ask one question yesterday, or you finished?
It was over.
It was over, yes.
But still, if there are questions.
Okay, then let us close.
నిన్న అడిగాను సార్ అయిపోయింది.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Dhanyavada. Jayasri Garu, please.
sir. స్వస్తి ప్రజాభ్యః పరిపాలయంతాం న్యాయేన మార్గేణ మహీం మహీషాః గోబ్రాహ్మణేభ్యः శుభమస్తు నిత్యం లోకాः సమస్తాः సుఖినో భవంతు కాలే వర్షతు పర్జన్యః పృథివీ సస్యశాలినీ దేశోऽयं క్షోభరహితో బ్రాహ్మణాः సంతు నిర్భయాः అపుత్రాः పుత్రిణः సంతు పుత్రిణः సంతు పౌత్రిణः అధనా సధనా సంతు జీవంతు శరదాం శతం సత్యం వద ధర్మం చర స్వాధ్యాయాన్ మా ప్రమదః సర్వే భవంతు సుఖినః సర్వే సంతు నిరామయాః సర్వే భద్రాణి పశ్యంతు మా కశ్చిత్ దుఃఖభాగ్ భవేత్. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ధన్యవాదాలండి.
ధన్యవాదములండి జయశ్రీ గారు. లెట్ us go for జనగణమన.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
జై హింద్.
जय हिंद
ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.